Beaufort, South Carolina, a quiet, picturesque coastal town known for its charm and deep-rooted Gullah heritage, turned into a scene of chaos and tragedy early Sunday morning. The serenity of St. Helena Island was shattered when gunfire erupted at Willie's Bar and Grill, a popular local hangout. What began as a night of music and laughter ended in one of the deadliest mass shootings in the island's history. According to officials, the shooting occurred in the early hours of Sunday when a large crowd had gathered at the bar. As deputies from the Beaufort County Sheriff's Office rushed to the scene, they were met with pandemonium. Terrified patrons running for cover, cars speeding away, and cries for help filling the air. When the smoke cleared, 4 people were dead, and at least 20 others lay injured, some critically. Multiple victims and witnesses ran to the nearby businesses and properties, seeking shelter from the gunshots. The sheriff's office said in a statement posted on X. Authorities described the scene as tragic and chaotic, with emergency crews struggling to reach the wounded amid the confusion. Sheriff P.J. Tanner later confirmed that 4 victims were pronounced dead at the scene. At least 4 others were in critical condition at area hospitals. Names of the victims were withheld pending notification of families. Investigators are still trying to determine what led to the outburst of violence, whether it was a targeted attack or a fight that escalated out of control. This is a tragic and difficult incident for everyone. We ask for your patience as we continue to investigate, the sheriff's office added. Our thoughts are with all of the victims and their loved ones. The news rippled across South Carolina, sparking grief and outrage. Completely heartbroken to learn about the devastating shooting in Beaufort County, U.S. Rep. Nancy Mace wrote on X, "Our prayers are with the victims, their families, and everyone impacted by this horrific act of violence." For St. Helena Island, the attack hit especially hard. This is not just another community, it's the heart of the Gullah people, descendants of enslaved Africans who settled here generations ago and preserved much of their ancestral culture. For years, the island has stood as a symbol of heritage, resilience, and peace. But on this night, its peace was brutally violated. Locals who spoke with reporters said they were shocked by the scale of the violence. Some said Willie's Bar and Grill was known as a lively but friendly spot where people often came to unwind after a week of work. "You'd never think something like this could happen here," said one resident, still shaken. As the sun rose over St. Helena Island, the reality of what had happened began to sink in. The parking lot of Willie's Bar and Grill was cordoned off with yellow police tape, and investigators combed through the debris, shattered glass, overturned chairs, and bullet casings scattered across the ground. Forensic teams worked methodically, as sobbing relatives waited nearby, desperate for answers. Witnesses described a terrifying scene that unfolded in seconds. "It started with an argument inside," one man said. "Then suddenly, shots rang out, maybe 20, maybe more. Everyone started running." Others recalled diving under tables or hiding behind cars, hearing the sound of bullets whizzing past. "It felt like a war zone," another witness whispered. Emergency response was immediate but overwhelming. Ambulances lined the street as first responders performed CPR and rushed victims to nearby hospitals. Some victims were airlifted due to the severity of their injuries. "We did everything we could," one paramedic said. "There were just too many people hurt." Authorities are still piecing together the motive. Investigators believe multiple shooters may have been involved, but no arrests had been made as of Sunday evening. Sheriff Tanner assured the public that the department was working around the clock with state and federal agencies to identify those responsible. He will find them, he firmly said during a brief press conference. Community leaders have since called for unity and calm as grief spreads through the island. Churches have opened their doors for prayer vigils, and counselors have been sent to support traumatized residents. "This isn't who we are," one local pastor said. "Our island has always been about love, culture, and togetherness. We can't let fear take that away." The tragedy has also reignited national conversations about gun violence in America, with many calling for stronger community intervention and safety reforms. But for those on St. Helena Island, the focus remains on healing and honoring the lives lost. St. Helena, often celebrated as the largest Gullah community in South Carolina, carries centuries of history and cultural identity. Its people, descendants of enslaved Africans, have preserved traditions like sweetgrass basket weaving, storytelling, and spiritual songs that connect them to their ancestral roots. Now, amid sorrow, the community leans on that same heritage for strength. As night fell again over the island, candles flickered outside Willie's Bar and Grill. People gathered quietly, holding hands and singing hymns of comfort. The pain was still raw, but so was their resolve to stand together to make sure this tragedy does not define their home. The investigation continues, and authorities urge anyone with information to come forward. For the families mourning their loved ones, and for a community trying to recover its peace, justice can't come soon enough.